Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in April 2021. What is going on, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are doing well. All right, friends, welcome to April, wherever you are in the world right now. Scorpio, hope you're safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love. Extend some of that good care and that kindness and that niceness to other people. Maybe you don't know them so well. Maybe they're a perfect stranger. Who knows? But that will help raise the collective vibration for everybody and, of course, put some good karma points on the scoreboard for yourself. Of course, don't do it, with the intent of trying to manipulate your karma, because that's bad karma. Do it out of genuineness, you know what I mean? But again, you don't have to do that. That's just my general wish for everybody. When you can, as you feel comfortable to do, okay? Anyway, no other announcements here for you guys in April, Scorpio, so let's go ahead with the regular spiel. Anything you want from me, it is in the description box below. Timestamp is down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there. If you have questions before you book for a personal reading, just email me at the same address that's down there, and I will answer you as soon as I can. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, where I interpret oracle cards, sometimes very rarely, I pull actual tarot cards. Feel free to follow the link below as well, okay? Scorpio, that's the start of your reading. We'll expand on it later with the same deck, and we'll talk about the bottom of the deck as the overall energy, and then we'll end with an oracle card. But to start your reading, you have the Lovers, Major Arcana for, almost blanked, Gemini, could be dealing, but you don't have to be. Ace of Wands, very nice. Six of Wands, and the Devil card, Major Arcana Devil for Capricorn, could be dealing with a Capricorn, but you don't have to be, okay? Very interesting that all your cards came face up, so that might be signaling that things are very obvious to you or obvious in the situation, or needs expression, needs to be, I don't know, plain. I don't know, something about things just being the way they are. But what I'm sensing here is for some of you Scorpios, love is in the air, but it's also like, is it? Or rather, there's a concern over possibly a love situation in your life. It doesn't have to be love, but I think for most of you it will be. But anyway, with Lovers, we talk about choices traditionally, or one of the things that we sometimes say about the Lovers card is it's a head over heart decision, not wanting to be swept up in the romance of something, or being very cautious about being swept up in the romance of something. But it also signals, traditionally speaking, I'm going to step away from doing my caveat. Traditionally speaking, it can talk about a soulmate relationship that you might be in. Take that with a grain of salt, apply it as you see fit. Discernment is key when we talk about soulmates, especially now that we're in the new paradigm of Age of Aquarius, yes? But regardless, I feel like it might not be on the books for you guys yet, because again, Lovers is choice, and then right next to it is the Ace of Wands, and that's possibility, that's opportunity. Yes, it's not guaranteed. So when you have a choice and opportunity next to each other, it's only what could be. It's not what is. Does that make sense? So what could be is a significant connection for you. Whether you know this person already or not, whether you're with them now or not, I don't know. But the concern here, I think, is the backstory. The Six of Wands and the Devil together are striking me as backstory. And I have to be honest, someone in this situation, it could be the other person, Scorpio, take it all with a grain of salt. It's a general reading. It can go vice versa. So, but there's a backstory here where somebody has been, tainted is the word I'm getting. I don't like that word per se, because I think it's a little weird. But there is sort of like this tainted feeling, or this idea that what I've been through, where I've come from, who I am, is not good. Tainted. Devil. Mixed with the Six of Wands. Six of Wands by itself would be a victory, but I feel Six of Wands combined with the Devil, it's like trying its best to conquer what the Devil energy represents, what the Devil card represents, I should say. Now, traditionally speaking, Devil can talk about obsessions, compulsions, addictions, fixations, things like that. Drug addiction, sure. Alcohol addiction, sure. Spending habits, bad habits, sex addiction, anything. It can talk to those elements of our own personalities. It doesn't have to be in the realm of addictions. Again, it can be a compulsion. It could be a compulsion to speak over people in conversation or to minimize people in conversation. It's in varying degrees. But whatever the devil is, it's like coming through as like this tendency to fall back into bad habits, whether it be a straight up addiction or whether it be, again, you stick your foot in your mouth every time you're in a social gathering and you cause fights, you cause arguments or something like that. Whatever the quote unquote bad habit is or the tendency is, I feel there has been an effort, Six of Wands effort, a real journey or endeavor to get over this, but old habits die hard, right? So that I think is the concern for Scorpio. Now, okay. It's also coming through as like a personality defect, and that's not me insulting anybody. That's not me trying to call anybody out. It's not me labeling anyone because I don't know you guys personally, but it feels like someone might have a personality defect, a personality disorder, something like that is beyond just, putting a rubber band on your wrist and snapping it every time you want to, grab a cigarette. Do you get what I mean? So again, that's why I'm saying it varies in degree and intensity for each of you, as is the way of a general reading. But there is this effort that has been or is consistently still going on, trying to get over whatever the devil energy is. This feeling of, or this idea of being tainted. That could be the person you're dealing with. That could be you, Scorpio. I don't know who it is. I appreciate the effort as the reader. I appreciate that the Six of Wands is trying, but I gotta be honest, it's a hard road. It's a hard road. It's not an easy feat. It's not an easy thing to accomplish. It's like I said, it's ongoing. Perhaps it's just starting in some of your cases. You or this person, whoever's in this devil energy, who's has this thing to overcome, has this fixation, obsession, compulsion, addiction, whatever that they want to face, that they want to come to terms with in some type of way. For some, it's a new thing. They've never before thought of not doing what they normally have been conditioned to do or normalized in doing, whatever that thing is. Yes? And over here, I think it's this potential is very alluring. It's very attractive. And it does feel like it's a relationship. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be a friendship. This could be reconnecting or finally connecting. Maybe, you've been estranged from family members for whatever reason and you're trying to reconnect with them. Again, it could be somebody that you're meeting for the first time as a friend, as a business partner, whatever. There is this, we could have something new, unheard of, or unexperienced before. Either the person is brand new or you're going back to the situation with a new clean slate sort of between the two of you, if this is a reunion of sorts. For some of you, this is like a, again, like somebody you used to know when you were younger, either in your family or you grew up with this person, or they're like an old flame and you want to try again with them, whatever. And the potential is here, but in the back of one of your minds is this creeping tendency towards not so nice things, or this understanding that how I am made biologically, physiologically, again, for someone who might have a personality disorder or something else that affects them mentally, emotionally, what have you, it doesn't go away overnight. It doesn't go away with, a 12-step program. Do you get what I mean? So for some, this is a tall order. I don't know that it's meant to switch. I don't know. So this is a tall order to have this connection with someone, potentially a soulmate. Again, tread lightly with that word or use your own discernment of what type of soulmate you're dealing with. You know, there's different types and they have different purposes. Yeah. So I think the potential is lovely, but in the back of somebody else's mind, or in the back of their, like, their history, they keep like giving me this idea of like residual, going back, way back. So so that's either something that has happened and it reoccurs because it's been happening for years or the entirety of somebody's life, or it's back as in it's in the recesses of their mind, meaning it could be repressed. And that could also be what's going on here. Six of Wands can be showy. Six of Wands can be like, you know, putting on a brave face or putting on a smile for the camera, you know, making everybody think you're living the life of Riley and you're just the best thing, or your life is, you know, you're living your best life on social media, but in the depths of you, you're no. So that could also be what's going on here. This isn't in combination of this. Well, okay, they're reminding me. On its own, the devil can be about lies, deception, manipulation. It can be about illusions a little bit. Well, a good bit, yes? So this could be not even telling someone, because the Six of Wands is again presentation, showiness, you know, smiling for the camera. It can be a little fake, or it can be a little shallow, if not fake. It's just shallow, yes? And so somebody might not be telling the full truth of their history. So Scorpio, you might be meeting someone and you think they're great and they think you're great. Little do you or they know the depths of a person, the deep history of a person, which is very cluttered, for lack of a better word at this moment. It's a little cluttered. Okay. So let's see what else is going on here for Scorpio. Show me what else is happening in the situation for Scorpio. What else is going on here? Please show me. All right, that was a little dancey card. Oh boy. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. So first card that flipped out, High Priestess in reverse. Secondary major for Cancer, also sometimes associated with Pisces. Oh my God, all majors. The Magician, secondary major for Gemini, as well as Virgo, could be dealing with either of those signs or not at all. And Chariot in reverse, major arcana for Cancer. So 2 cards of Cancer and 2 cards of Gemini. Those signs might apply to you. If they don't, that's okay. It's still a general reading, guys. So this whole scenario, well, I shouldn't say the whole scenario, a good portion of what we're talking about here, whether it be with one person, whether it be with everybody, wherever, something's out of alignment. Something is out of whack here. Haywire is what I'm getting with the High Priestess in reverse. Haywire communications, or haywire understanding. Something isn't fully seen. You know, the High Priestess in the upright is already kind of selective communication or selective transparency. We see a bit of it, but not the whole thing. In the reverse, we see absolutely nothing. So again, I think that could be talking about somebody possibly not being forthright with what's going on in their history, perhaps, and or just not upfront with their concerns. They'd rather ignore those troublesome memories, those troublesome experiences from the past, their troublesome, again, obsessions, compulsions, fixations, and addictions. They'd rather ignore it. You know, when the High Priestess is in the upright, it can signal to we do have some sort of alignment, some sort of tether to our higher sense, to our higher sensibilities, to our higher selves, to our guides, to our, you know, intuitive selves. Yes? When it's in the reverse, we have no ties. We have no communication. We are in fact blocking that out. So that could be, as it's over here with the Lover's energy, that could be with the person who's not in the know of anything. They might be willfully blocking out their intuition. Like, you might see red flags in the situation. You might see someone's behavior, or see the way that somebody speaks, see the way that somebody shows up and you know, kind of has this tendency, and you might recognize it. It's like, hey, that looks like an addiction to me. but because you love the person, but because you want to be with them, but because you want to work with them, whatever, you choose to ignore it. So this is sort of like rose tinted glasses over here in the case of the person who doesn't necessarily carry the baggage that comes with the devil energy, okay? There might be a willful ignorance going on here, High Priestess in reverse. Careful with that, okay? Be very careful with that. Now, yep. Now over here, Chariot in reverse. You know, in total, I feel like this is trying to make the best out of a bad situation. That, again, you or someone else knows intuitively, deep down in your gut, in your intuition, something isn't necessarily right here and it needs addressing. But both parties or both sides of the issue, or however many people this could be more than two people, you know, again, it could be family, friends, business, something like that. There's like this, we're just going to press forward, or we're going to try and press forward. Chariot in the reverse. Not the best motivation. You know? If like this card depicts, this is like a woman in a car, right? I show you in the upright so you can see a little bit better. Making a road trip, yeah? And I don't know. It's just like the writing is on the wall here in to a certain extent, and somebody wants to ignore it. So instead of going and getting the car serviced before the road trip, instead of filling up the gas tank, instead of, you know, taking a map or making sure you have your phone turned on, or making sure the GPS system in the car works, whatever. It's just trying to push through, trying to keep motoring down the road, even though all these things are need to be taken care of. The car, the engine light's on, the the tank is like almost needling on the E, and somebody's just like, okay, let's go ahead and drive another 2,000 miles. How can you do that if you don't have gas in the car? If the car is signaling to you that something's wrong with the engine, you really should stop, pull the car over, get it serviced, get some gas in the tank, possibly get a whole new vehicle, and then you can go on your 2,000 mile trip. Does that make sense? I feel like collectively, I gotta be honest, because again, Six of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the choice. You could choose to stop, check in, diagnose the vehicle, and this is all allegory, of course, this is all an analogy. You could choose to stop, service the relationship, service one person's mental, emotional, physical state of being, or your own, or both parties, whatever. You could choose to stop and get these things tended to. But I feel somebody's just like, no, keep going, push further down this road. What? Calamity. Calamity can only come of something like that. And I think, a little bit of pride, a little bit of ego with the Six of Wands. Not wanting to admit to what the devil energy is. Having shame, perhaps. You know, pride can cover shame any day. Pride shows up and shame is like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm so happy that you're here. I don't have to admit to whatever, you know, I'm wanting to hang my head about, whatever I'm wanting to hide myself from. Pride takes center stage. It's like, don't worry, I got you. You know, it's like a choice to do that. Choice again with the Magician as well. The Magician is a wonderful card in tarot, but it's one of those cards, all the cards have, you know, quote unquote, positive and negative, high vibe, low vibe. All of them have it. But I think the Magician teeters a little more quickly between those two dynamics. Meaning, it can be high vibe and quickly slip into low vibe. It can be low vibe and then quickly shift up into high vibe. It all depends on who is embodying the energy and what they want to do with it. So the Magician is an alchemist card. It is a card of creation. It is a card of manifestation. Yes, you can have whatever you want, whatever reality you want. Think of that again, or even just think of what a magician is in our reality. What is a magician? A magician is somebody who is in the habit, in the profession of creating illusions, making you believe something is happening when in reality it can't happen the way they're portraying it to happen. You can't saw a woman in half and then put two halves of a box back together, and suddenly all of her internal organs are stitched back together. That does not happen. But the trick is, I'm going to fool you and make you think that I just sawed a person in half. That doesn't, you know? So it depends on the intention of the person and what they're aiming for. And what I'm seeing on either side is both parties, to a certain extent, aiming to create an illusion, to not face reality, or to cherry pick reality, right? There's only certain aspects of this relationship or of this connection of our independent personalities that we're going to put forward, that we're going to focus on, that we're going to cultivate. All the negative things, the choosing head over heart, no. Don't be logical. Don't be rational in a romantic relationship. Be full of emotions. Be heartfelt. What? You can't have that. You should have both, in my estimation, and I think in most people's estimations. But, we don't have to agree on that. But I think that would be the more adult, rational vibe. And that might not sound appealing to you or somebody else, having rationality in a romantic relationship, having rationality in, a relationship that's founded or based in having fun and adventuring and traveling across the country, or, having parties and going to exclusive parties and doing all this, whatever you're into. And that's coming a little bit from the 6 of Wands, like this idea of like glitz and glamour and like slapping a bunch of glitter and makeup on something and making it look pretty, smiling on social media, but being totally broken and isolated and downtrodden on the inside. Somebody favors that. That's not healthy. Period. So I feel one or both sides are interested in this illusion. It serves them in some type of way. Devil energy, it serves them. Because the devil, again, an analogy, the devil, or an allegory or whatever, the devil in biblical terms, everything he did, his little slithering in the Garden of Eden, his little fall from heaven, and everything that they purport in that book that he does is to serve himself, his own underhanded, dark, and troublesome what's the word? Purposes. Thank you. Now that's not the greatest explanation, but basically, go back to the creation story. And again, I'm not a religious person, so I don't mean to step on anybody's toes here. But this whole idea that he shows up in the Garden of Eden is like, hey there, Eve, what's going on, girl? Isn't this place great? And she's like, yeah, it's really cool. I like it. And he's like, what would be cool if you went over there and like ate that apple? Wouldn't that be great? I think that would be good for you. Like that, it was his thing. It's good for you. God's trying to hide things from you. He thinks he's cooler than you. You should show him and eat that apple. All of that language, you versus God, was an illusion. His whole purpose was, do this for me. I want you to be suffering like me. I want you to lose your pride of place like me. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know why I'm on a rant about that, but that's what's going on here. So it could be one person, because again, the devil does have a little bit of manipulation in there. Again, archetypally from the biblical story as well as in the tarot, there is some idea of illusion. There is some idea of manipulation, trying to convince someone that something is true when it isn't. And we talked about that also being a possibility with the magician. So in some of your cases, what is being withheld, that repressed thing, that addiction, manipulation, fixation, or excuse me, addiction, obsession, fixation, and compulsion, whatever that is, it's being kept under wraps for a purpose because it serves that person. You might not be aware, Scorpio, that this person has secrets to keep. They do. And them not telling you is a form of manipulation. It's a form of trickery that they choose to do. And instead of being high vibe, instead of being, it's a mess. It's a mess. I can't anymore. I hope you get it. I think I've beat that horse to death. I think you understand what's going on in the situation, okay? Overall energy is the Star card. This is Major Arcana for Aquarius. You could be dealing with Aquarius. You don't have to be. they're now with this star coming here. For some of you, this is a retroactive story, meaning I just clarified something that you've lived through over the past months or a couple of years in your life, and this is retroactively affirming that situation. Some of you have gone through this gauntlet, gone through this trauma, gone through this drama, and come out the other side, hopefully a little healed up, hopefully a little clear-minded or clear-eyed about the situation with the star energy coming through. So for some of you, this is, I just summarized, the last committed relationship you were in, or I just summarized how you and your best friend were when you were palling around with each other in your early 20s, jet setting and going to exclusive parties and living the life. Yeah. So again, retroactive story for some of you. The perspective now, or at least I feel with the star energy, is that of healing from this, going back over. It's sort of like maybe it's not the best way to describe this, but I think some of you Scorpios could vibe. It's sort of like going back to a crime scene and like, dusting for prints and like collecting, evidence to kind of piece this heinous thing together. I don't know what you watch on TV. I don't watch this too much. I usually watch it with friends, but like those like criminal shows like that profile like serial killers or like, and they talk with police detectives afterwards, and they describe the scene and how, well, because of this, we know that the bullet had to be shot from this angle and blah, 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 blah. All that technical stuff. It's retroactive. Like, you're not there to witness, so you have to piece the clues together. You have to use the evidence that you find to fill in the blanks of the story. How did this person commit this crime? Well, because of this and the pattern and the blood spatter and da 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 da, we understand that this person did this crime this way. Do you understand what I mean? So that's what this star energy is striking me as. You go over the crime scene. You piece together all the things this person ever said to you, all the things that you guys ever did together. And you're like, oh, that's how they manipulated me. Or, oh, that's how I was beguiled and I believed what they said, because when they said it this way and we were standing here and it was in this room or it was during that time and I was emotionally distraught over my cat dying, and then all of a sudden he said these things and it blah, 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 blah. Like, you piece together, again, retroactively, how we got to whatever the hell this is. For some of you, this is happening now. For others of you, you'll live this story sometime in the future. You're all on different timelines, yes? But the bigger portion, not the bigger portion, the bigger takeaway here, or the big takeaway here, is to have clear perspective. Have clear-minded perspective, okay? Star energy, Aquarian energy, not very judgmental. So that might be hard for some of you Scorpios to do, to remove judgment here. Meaning, if this happened and you got burned in some type of way and you're not a fan of that, I wouldn't be either. It's okay. The wider perspective of Aquarius is to understand people and accept them with their flaws. Not to say it's okay, not to give people permission to abuse you or manipulate you or treat you in ways that are not fair. No, it's not to say, oh yeah, that was okay, I don't mind. You can still hold a person accountable. You can still tell a person, I didn't appreciate that you did that, but still wish them well, or still, release them with love and light. Release them with no badly, excuse me, without harboring any bad feelings. Do you get what I mean? That's what this star card is. It's like triumphing, persevering, even though what you've been through or what you're dealing with is a mess. Let's get an oracle card. Which oracle deck are we using for Scorpio in April, please? That was kind of weird. That was a weird feeling. Which deck? Show me. Okay, Goddess Guidance. Oh, what a weird feeling that was. Oh, I don't like that. I don't know what that was. Oracle message for Scorpio in April regarding the situation. oracle message for Scorpio regarding the situation in April. Last one. Okay. What the fuck? That didn't feel right. Just what a strange feeling this is at the end of your reading. I don't like this. We're going to stop that. Stop that. I don't like that. Thank you. Oracle message for Scorpio, April 2021. Maybe it's not this deck. No, it is this deck. They're just like, wait for it. There it is. They're like, just wait. Irene, I believe is how you say this. Irene. Peace. There is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. Now, that kind of relates a little bit to what I was saying about the Star card. You know, don't hold resentment. Don't hold any bitterness. Don't hold any quote-unquote negative feelings. Don't even hold any positive feelings. Hold neutral feelings. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. That's how I would interpret the Star card. And I think it's a little bit backed up with Irene coming through with your oracle card. So let's read from the book a little bit. Oh wait, hold on. They're like, wait. Okay, so look at the imagery here. Two things. One, this woman, she's holding a baby or a toddler. So some of you need to get into your childlike energy, or maybe spend time with children, your children, you know, your nieces, your nephews, your grandkids, whatever. Or you work with kids and that's very fulfilling for you. So you should lean into that. Also in the background, you see some dolphins jumping around in the water. So this idea of playfulness, which is a little bit related to this Aquarian energy with the Star card. Aquarius is the opposite sign of Leo, and Leo is the house of playfulness and childhood as well. So there's something about, you know, not for the sake of escaping this trouble or escaping this drama. It's not for that reason. You really have to sort of, you attract what you portray or what you are. Yes. So if you want peace in your life, if you want goodness in your life, you need to do and act in those ways, and it will come to you. Okay. Right. Power of attraction, magician, as above, so below, as within, so without, that kind of energy. Okay. All right. So message from Irene. Even though appearances may seem chaotic, I assure you that a higher plan is in action. This all-loving power is carrying and supporting you completely. Relax into the arms of divine love and breathe away all cares, concerns, and worries. Put your focus into enjoying and appreciating each blessing. Your gratitude helps you attract even more blessings into your life. Various meanings of this card. Give your cares and worries to heaven. Pray. Meditate. Engage in peace-enhancing activities such as yoga, salt sea baths, massage, naps, music, playfulness, and the like. Beautiful. So, Scorpio, wherever you are in this story, align yourself with those peaceful activities, with those happy activities and practices. Do not give into this guy up here, the devil, okay? In whatever way that comes across in your life, all right? Scorpio, that is your reading for April. If you like this reading, hit the like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know how this resonates in your life. I would love to read it and hear from you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can see when I do uploads on the channel, okay? Scorpio, I'll be back in a few weeks' time to do your mid-April readings. Until then, if you want to get at me for a personal, look below in the description box, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye.